Welcome to Broughton Hall. This is the headquarters of Rural Concepts Group and I'm Roger Tempest, the chairman. Currently I am custodian of the Broughton Hall estate in particular, and I'm the 32nd generation of the Tempest family who have lived in this area. We were established here in the 11th century after coming over with William the Conqueror, and thereafter we've been tending and caring and being custodians for this area. Many buildings, many acres, and based on his historic house too. The Rural Concepts Group is involved in regeneration, and in particular our headquarters has been involved in it for over 900 years. In terms of what we're doing in the Middle East, whether it be Libya, Qatar, Oman, the Emirates, we would like to introduce some concepts which can give hope for the future and be a benefit to the wider society. And in terms of the International Youth City, we believe that in the Middle East in particular, looking after the next generations and giving them hope and letting them excel and putting confidence in them is one of the most vital things we can do as a society.
Our vision for the International Youth City, it is a hub for harnessing the youth, the world youth. We looked, before we start developing the concept, we looked around especially for the Middle East, and we saw many other cities and real estate projects focusing in sport, focusing in smart cities, focusing in other activities. But there isn't any yet a city that will be focusing only to harness the young people. In the Arab world specifically, there is 150 million youth. It is a wonderful young age that could actually transform the Middle East.
There's an Indian quote, "All that is not given is lost." And I would use that phrase to explain, if we don't provide this education, if we don't harness all the latest technology and create the best environment for our youth, we will have some losses. But there's no need to have those losses. We can create it. And this is what we achieve and can deliver in the international youth cities.
When we designed it, we always in mind what the youth need. How can we be able to inspire them to be better? How to be able to help them to fulfill their potentials and achieve their goals in life.
When I think about the Middle East, I always think about Golden Age. That was the era where theater and poetry and art and philosophy and science were somehow always together. We've seen philosophers and artists and scientists talking, debating things at one place, at one particular time. And I think that will be extremely important to have to achieve that in this youth city.
Our philosophy for the city is to integrate three parts. We believe knowledge is important, so that is a very important part of the city. Business and enterprise, it is important, so that again it is an important that to create the facilities and the help and the helping hand for startup businesses for the youth. Thirdly, we want it to be an exciting place. We want the youth to flourish in it, to have fun while they are learning, and that's where comes the community and the leisure.
Taking into account that this youth city will have students from all around the world, we really don't want these students to feel alienated. We really want these students to have some sort of like belongings. And we didn't really want to create some huge tower blocks. We want to create individual units that are combined into a neighborhood. So we have 6 individual units that will create one neighborhood with one small courtyard. 6 neighborhoods will create one community. So every single student will have some feeling of belonging to certain neighborhood and to certain community.
The 3 key elements of the city are 3 zones. We felt that number 1 we have to create an exciting place, a leisure, a culture, attractions. So we are aiming to create theme parks. We are aiming to put hotels, restaurants, cinemas, all what is needed to create that environment of leisures. The second part of the city will be focusing in educations, institutions and business. They are together in order to meet between business and educations. The third element of the city would be community. We must have the community integrated into the cities, and therefore there's going to be a lot of residents in the city.
Geometry is an essential part in Arabic art, and we are really trying to utilize simple geometrical form in creating master plan and very simple shapes of buildings. We've chosen hexagon, which is the most efficient shape in the nature. I mean, bees are using it for beehives, and just because it is very stable and it is stylable and it is scalable. We are quite confident that with the hexagonal shape of basic master plan, we can create city of any size we want.
In terms of Rural Concepts, our network, our associates, our business colleagues and our in-house team, we are a very committed and passionate group of people who, if we dedicate to a project, we would like to see it delivered, and we persevere in the most difficult circumstances.
Hosting country will benefit from the emerging technology. We are focusing in creating new industries such as robotics and neuroscience, video games. We would like the city to be a hub for that. We'll attract investors, we'll attract innovators, we'll attract students from around the world, and that will be able to create jobs and to bring the knowledge to the region.
We're delighted to share this project, and we feel passionately that this project should go ahead. It's our duty, in essence, to deliver projects like this for the benefit of all of society. And we really hope that you'll join us in making this project a huge success and leaving a legacy that we can all be proud of.